I explained American students, like my son living in the States, they studied very hard rather than the student you showed. So they have,
Oh,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course there are. Of
And you
course there are.
explained Dutch people students they don't study so much, but
Right.
they scored very good. You told me. But I didn't discuss much about this.
Well, we see differences in motivation, of course. The more chances the education offers, the more efforts children are willing to put into their education. That is actually a kind of a no-brainer. If you go to a school that will prepare you for a top position in life, then of course there is a bigger impetus, a bigger incentive for students to work hard to actually achieve that position, because by just going through that educational process, they will be able to reach that position. But if the education that you are being offered with doesn't lead you anywhere, so if you go to the school in Patterson, you will not learn a lot. That's one thing. So you will not have much gratification from your education. And furthermore, if you graduate, it will not guarantee you a job. Unemployment in these areas is high. Crime is very high. Society that awaits these children that leave this school is not very inviting. And there are actually opportunities for them that lie outside of the education system that seem to be much more attractive, like becoming a rapper or a gangster. That will and those are real options for those kids, because they're very very near to where they live. Everywhere around them, they see people in expensive cars, and the people who make a success, quote unquote, of themselves by following into by doing undesired things within their society. But those are the role models, not the teachers, not the parents. So that is a totally different situation, and to a lesser extent, that will also be true in Japan. I don't think it is nearly as bad as it is in like Newark, in New Jersey, in that school in Patterson. But I think it's just common sense. That is something that will not make any difference between whatever culture you look at.
But those people were lower class people, right? And
No, I don't think they're low. Okay, so what is lower class? I think these people live in an area and are being raised by in an area that offers fewer opportunities. I don't think that means anything about what class people they are. That means that the people who live in a situation that is different from people who are born and raised in Silicon Valley, for example, where the opportunities are totally different, where the opportunities of obtaining good education, of getting a super job that pays very high salaries. I don't know whether the class of the people is different, but I know that the opportunities that people in these different areas get are very different.
and furthermore, you told in Sweden, students are studying only 16 hours a week.
Finland, Finland.
Finland, and they are good performance. But this is the other issues. I cannot believe it. 16 hours.
Well, it's true.
But the rest of the time, what are they doing? Yes, reading books.
So I think that basically the education system in Finland is such that it's not only preparing children the future. They give them benefits now. That is the strong. That's the strong part of the education system in Finland, because it not only tells children, okay, you study now, you study now, you study now, you get your benefit later. In Finland, they say, okay, you study now, you get your benefit now, because studying is fun. There are a lot of things in the way that they study, the materials that they study, the way that they integrate the materials into their daily lives, they make the education fun, into how they create the schools, the materials, the computers that they provide to the children. It's all very advanced, and the teachers who are motivated, who get good salaries, and play a very important role in society, that gives motivated teachers in a very modern and clean environment, and children who, when once graduated, have good opportunities on the labor market. That creates a totally different atmosphere.
Yeah, this is a point you mentioned. Teachers' responsibility is not teaching the contents of mathematics or any other chemical, any physics. Their major responsibility is give them motivation, okay?
Yes,
and give them
give
the
them
objective
motivation.
of their life. So this is very important.
Right.
So they
And-
don't need to spend so many hours a day. And the students going back home, they are very willing to study by themselves. This is very important. This is very similar to American university. American university teachers don't teach the contents of the AI or lecture. They ask the student to lot of tremendous material of reading assignment beforehand or after lecture. So this is their role. It's a big difference from Japanese, right? So
Right.
they
Well, we
without any motivation. American professor told them, "You don't need to come to my course." He told them,
Yeah.
if you have
That's the same
motivated,
in,
okay, so you can join the course. This is the way of American teaching style. I think very similar to the Finland teaching way. Finland teachers give them motivation, right?
Yeah, that's the same in the Netherlands. In university, this is not true for high school, by the way. But in university, you don't need to come. There is no merits for attendance. There's basically you can read everything in the books and pass. Coming to the lectures will actually give you additional information, give you context, but will not exactly explain to you what you should have already prepared for before coming to these classes. So that is part of the education system. It assumes that the students are more or less mature and motivated to actually get the knowledge that they need to have to prepare them for their roles in society later on.
So this is you show the Japanese student lifestyle, especially for lunchtime. But Japanese school teach them teaming, collectivism,
Yes.
and how to organize each other. But that is not enough. But teachers' most responsibility is give them future dream and give them motivation, how to study. So this is a very truncated from Japanese educational system.
Well, what you see is that they basically what I feel when I look at the video about the Japanese school is that they prepare those kids to be part of Japanese society. It's a lesson in life. What you need to do, how you need to behave in order to be part of a society that expects these things from you. These are your expectations, and this is how you deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You always clean your hands. You always wait in line. You clean after together with your classmates. and kids feel happy in that society. That's what's expected from them. On the flip side, I sometimes indeed feel that, okay, if I come to meetings and people will read everything in that meeting as that if a proposal be handed over, why not send the proposal beforehand so we only can focus on making the decision? But that's not part of how people have been raised, so that's not part of the attitude that they will show later on in life.